Alright guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. And today we got a recap of the NFL trade deadline. Also same day as election day, so you guys can vote. Make sure to go vote. But this was an interesting trade deadline. You know, due to COVID and stuff, there's not going to be a ton of players traded. You know, if you're an MLB fan or a NBA fan, it's a little bit different. You know, when other players get traded to a new team in the NFL, they have to learn their new system and all that stuff, and it's a little bit different. So we don't have a whole lot of trades to cover. I'm just gonna cover the major ones. I'm not gonna talk about the Carlos Dunlap trade to the Seahawks. Uh, that's really the only other one. A lot of defensive moves, actually only defensive moves. We're gonna talk about three of the major ones, and that's pretty much it. Like I think there was like a halfback traded to Miami, but nothing really significant. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is the Avery Williamson trade. So if you don't know who that is, he is a middle linebacker for the Jets who's pretty solid. He's a big guy, big thumper, not insane speed or anything like that, but he got traded to the Steelers for a fifth-round pick. Good for Avery Williamson, first off. The Jets have not won a game, and the Steelers have not lost a game. This is huge for the Steelers. If you look at this Steelers defense, you got your edge rushers with T.J. Watt and Bud Dupree, and on the inside you got Cam Hayward. And you look at linebacker, and there's a hole. If you guys don't know, Devin Bush is a stud linebacker in my opinion. Super fast, sideline to sideline guy. He's out. I believe there is an ACL tear or something significant where he will be out for the rest of this season. There's a chance that he will start playing in training camp next year, but he is out for the year, and that does leave a big hole for a coverage safety, or not safety, linebacker. And I think this trade just works out quite well for the Steelers. The Steelers get a nice player, a nice linebacker to replace, because linebacker was a position of need. Secondary is also good, with Minka back there at safety and Joe Hayden at corner. By far, the Steelers have the best defense. Baltimore might be a close two, but Steelers by far the best defense, and they continue to get better. Great move by the Steelers. Now, probably what you're wondering is what he was traded for. He was traded for a fifth-round pick, not this year, but next year. And then, yeah, and then the Steelers also received a seventh-round pick. So it's weird. So the Jets get a fifth, and then the Steelers get Williamson and a seventh. Good move by the Steelers. Didn't really give up much. They gave up a fifth-round pick. Whether the Jets decide to do anything with that will be up to them, but right now this is definitely a W for the Steelers, and you'll see a common theme in this video that every team that got a player won the trade. So next trade we got Quan Alexander heading to the Saints. This was another good pickup. Quan Alexander, I actually quite like a lot. He's a more of a speedy guy. The Niners do run a 4-3 defense, meaning that he does play outside linebacker, but plays more of a coverage kind of guy. He's not rushing the passer. I like him. Good speed, huge for that Super Bowl run that the Niners had last year. Obviously, the Niners have had some major injuries, and with cap and stuff like that, they shipped him off. They shipped him off to the Saints. This is a big acquisition for the Saints. The Saints linebacker core isn't bad. It's just not great. Demario Davis can kind of do it all. I really like Demario Davis. He can rush the passer. Coverage is not bad. Stops the run pretty well. But that's about it. Alex Anzalone isn't great. And I definitely think Quan Alexander in that linebacking core is a great pickup. I believe the Saints also run a 4-3, so the scheme won't matter too much. I assume he'll be playing on that left side, and then you'll have Davis on the right side, and then Anzalone in the middle. I know they got, AJ Klein back there? No, he's not on the team anymore. But either way, good pickup for the Saints. They traded for Kiko Alonso, any conditional fifth-round pick. Not really sure what the conditional fifth-round pick is. I assume they will pick it up. It probably has to do with, if he stays healthy and blah, blah, blah. But there's no way that Niners do this without grabbing a pick. So if I were you guys, I would just assume they get a fifth and Kiko Alonso. At least the Niners get something back. Kiko Alonso is nothing compared to Quan Alexander, in my opinion, but at least they get a piece back and a pick. Again, these are some late round picks that don't have a whole lot of value, but we'll see. We've definitely seen teams hit on late round picks, but it is what it is. I think the Saints won this trade. Great speedy linebacker for them. I think he's going to do great. Don't understand a lot. I don't know. This is a weird move for the Niners because they were just in the Super Bowl and now they're not doing so hot. I honestly would consider quarterback as a big question mark for them. It's weird. I don't know if Jimmy G's the answer. It hasn't been great. They have a ton of great running backs. They've been able to draft wide receiver nicely with Debo and who did they draft this year? You guys know who I'm talking about. I can't think right now. My bad. And then I think they also made this move because Kittle's now out for 8 weeks. He broke his foot, if not a fracture. And I don't think the Niners are in a spot to compete right now, especially with Nick Bosa out. I think Eric Armstead might be out as well. I like the Javon Kinlaw pick, but secondary's been a struggle. Sherman's been out, so I expect the Niners to have a really nice bounce back. We saw everyone get injured on that team, and they got the second pick to kick Bosa, and that following year they went to the Super Bowl, and now they're going to have another bad year. Will they bounce back again? It seems likely. If they can stay healthy, this Niners team is a scary team, but Saints do get better. And the last trade I'm going to be talking about is the Desmond King trade. Desmond King is a really strong safety. He was more of a slot corner for the Chargers. Didn't really play the outside a whole lot, but extremely talented guy. A little bit younger too. I want to say he was in his mid-20s. More of a younger guy, and he gets traded to Tennessee. This is a great move for Tennessee. The Titans needed secondary badly. And you might be thinking, why? They have a great corner. They haven't been playing well. The Tennessee defense has not been playing well like it did last year. I think the Clowney pickup was smart and a great pickup for them, but I think Desmond King will actually do wonders for this Tennessee defense and get them back to a real contending spot. They got the Bears next week. We'll see how that goes. But, yeah, Desmond King only traded for a 6th-round pick, so not sure what the Chargers are doing here. You know, the Chargers got, Nasir Adderley and Derwin James back there at safety, young core. It looks like they won't be drafting QB. Herbert looks pretty good. Offensive line has not been that bad either for the Chargers. They got weapons. The corners are a little bit older, though, but we'll see how it goes. A 6th-round pick seems a little low. I would have expected probably a 4th for Desmond King, but hey, it is what it is. Again, I'm going to say the Titans won this trade, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So we can look at like the other possible trades. Not a lot happened. I think that's just due to COVID and stuff, and there were a ton of rumors. You know, we had rumors about Stephon Gilmore getting traded. I assume Bill Belichick was asking for too much, and that's why he didn't get moved. You know, I believe Will Fuller was supposed to go to the Packers. That never happened. A lot of players were on the trade block. Nothing happened. I think the Falcons were offering up Alex Mack. I really wanted the Bears to pick him up. Didn't happen. Earlier, we saw that, Yannick Ngakoue got traded to the Ravens. Made a video about that. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. That's pretty much it. It was really insignificant, to say the least. Not a lot of moves. Kind of a boring trade deadline, to be honest. A lot of players on the rumor, but it has passed it. Another thing that's weird, none of them got traded on the trade deadline. All these moves I just talked about happened yesterday. And, yeah, I was definitely not expecting. I was expecting some moves, but, nothing really happened. So, that's going to do it for me, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and peace.